Hello everyone. So I have been getting two kinds of questions lately. That one is that how I cracked assistant professor exam conducted by NPPSC, and the other is how I cracked how anyone can crack NET, SET, or yeah, any state exams, eligibility exams for assistant professor, right? So both things are very different. Both things are very different in a sense that when I was preparing for this MBBS assistant professor exam, I was already thorough with the syllabus of NET because I've cleared NET thrice, okay, and one time I've cleared JRF, so I was already very familiar with the syllabus. And in MBBSC, we had a proper prescribed syllabus. Uh, Although I thought that maybe they're just giving the syllabus, but they will ask questions from UGC net syllabus. So I prepared like full net syllabus or whatever we called. It's not defined, but yeah, how we prepare for UGC net. In that way, I prepared for this MPPSC exam. So yeah, so my first video is going to be about UGC net because, or like UGC net covers every eligibility exam as of assistant professor. So this video is going to be particularly about UGC net, how you can crack it or set or any exam, this kind of exams you're looking for, state eligibility or national eligibility exam for assistant professor. So um, the first thing I want to clear before beginning the actual content is that I am going to shoot. I am actually shooting this video in a very impromptu mode. In a very impromptu mode. How can I tell you that? Because my work time just ended, and I didn't want to clash my working hours with creating this video. So it's already evening, and most of the people have already left the building, but still I'm waiting here because I was concerned about people who were asking for advices and asking for guidance. And I feel you because I have been there, and I'm actually from Madhya Pradesh. And I tell you a story that when I was in my bachelor's and I wanted to prepare for my master's, I wanted to reach to DU. I wanted to DU or JNU or any good central university because I was already studying in my local college. It was a good college, but I still wanted to have that exposure. So when I reached some of my seniors or professors, they said that it's very hard to uh, crack the entrance exam of DU, or they kind of discouraged me. Or when the discouragement comes from your scene, especially your professors or the people you look up to, you kind of get demotivated, right? So I was in that space when I didn't have any guidance at all. Nobody in my family has ever cracked UGC net, and there were people who were kind of confusing net with NEET also. So there were confusions, but I came up, I watched videos, I learned everything myself. So I feel you, and just pardon me for shooting this in an impromptu mode where I'm not going to edit things because time doesn't allow right now. Okay, so disclaimer is done. Uh, First thing first, I started my preparation in my BA first year, and yeah, first year. I was already and my preparation. My first preparation was for entrance exam. Like currently, first for any admission in a central university, you have to go through CUET. But at that time, DU was conducting DUET, and then we had a BHO entrance exam, JNU entrance exam. So, and for EFLU, and there were certain universities that filled the admission form of, but I could only appear for three universities: JNU, DU, and BHU. Okay, so when I was preparing, the first thing I was already unfamiliar with what is going to be asked in those entrance exams. But when I saw like two, three papers, I was kind of confused because everything was going above my head. So what I did was I just prepared superficially. Okay, prepared superficially in a manner that I was. reading certain things, but I was not understanding. I bought a book by, I think, Arihan publication or some publication that had a title of how, like, this DOET entrance exam book, only red color book it was. I will show you if I still have it, and some other books also, JNU entrance exam, Jamia Islami. I also filled for application for Jamia as well, but I couldn't go because most of the exams were clashing and it was rainy season and we were in Madhya Pradesh. So we were thinking, if you're traveling to Delhi in rainy season, you're going to um, float. Or what should I say? There was a notion at that time in my family that we thought that it rains a lot in Delhi. So yeah, whatever be the case. So, when I was preparing for the entrance exam, the first entrance exam that I gave was JNU's entrance exam, and it was so difficult that I could just tell that I might be failing this exam. But that was kind of a reflection that I should be preparing in much better manner, because I think DU's exam was 10 days later of JNU, and I didn't want to lose it. I didn't want to lose the chance of cracking DU's or VHU's exam, because and in that moment, what happened was I had already missed most of the central universities exams. So the last chance I had was of DU's entrance exam and BHU's, and they were, I think, 2 days gap were there for DU and BHU exam. So um, after JNU's exam, I finally got the hit that I'm not going to crack it. So for DU, not ET, I started preparing more seriously. The first thing I did was I downloaded the syllabus of the bachelor honors, BA honors of English literature of the DU. And then I went through all the works in those 10 days, like be it books, be it poetries, be it prose, any writer, every writer I covered, like, thoroughly. And I remember that I didn't sleep properly, but uh, long story short, I cleared DU's exam and BHU's as well. And I took admission in DU. And after that, what happened was I was from Madhya Pradesh. I was the first person, not even like first girl. I was the first person in my family to ever go to another state to study. So I had things to prove. When people say that you were in Delhi, you might have done this or that, but I had certain things to prove, because I didn't want to return empty-handed. So it was not a pressure. It was just that my parents have done so much for me. I didn't want to fail them, so I started preparing really early on during my masters for net exam, because I had this in mind that after masters you can appear for this net exam. So during my net exam preparation, um, I have made a list of certain books that I read. The first book is William J. Long. William J. Long is a book that will give you, like, it is a very easy book, and it is going to give you a very, like, proper understanding of history of English literature. There was Paul Poplawski's History of English Literature. Then there was David Teich's and Routledge. Like, these are the books I had always as a reference books on my table. On for literary theory and criticism and literary terms, like, combined, I had Peter Barry, Emma Abrams, and Habib's book. And for cultural theory, I was not referring to any book, because I was actually analyzing PYQs, and I created a list of terms and writers that are asked frequently by UGC. And I used to search in YouTube or Google or make notes of anything that I was getting online. Then for Indian literature, I read Mehrotra's book and P. Kanan's book. Both are very good books. And these are some books I refer to. But yeah, if you'll ask that if I purchase any courses, I did purchase the course of Arpita Karwa. But the funny thing is, I only attended, like, or I only covered the lectures for 7 days or 8 days, and then um I just left it midway. Not even midway. I just left it in the initial stage of preparation. It was a speaking to me. And then I bought the course of Vineet Pandey, I think, yeah. But that also I couldn't finish. Never finished. Like I could just start and I just took classes for a week or two and then I left it midway. I took it was not about my seriousness. They were just not speaking to me. But then I found Neerja Raheja's YouTube channel and I really, really will recommend that YouTube channel to you for UGC net preparation. There's a whole playlist when she was teaching at Grade Up at that time. And I did buy grade of course, but still, again, I left it not even midway. I was just attending some of the live classes, and then I forgot about that course. And 6 months later, woo, it was all everything was gone. So I did buy some courses in my MA first year, but I was not thorough. I was not. So I won't say that I didn't buy any course, but I bought, but I never used the course because I think I was serious, but I was. Uh, MA syllabus was very new to me. We had actually genuinely had to read the books and genuinely had to attend the classes. And it's not about attendance issue. It's about like the classes were so engaging that you would love to go to the class and then professors will send you papers to read, to follow up, and you will like, everything was engaging. So I was engaged in my MA first year during my MA first year. But I don't think I appeared for net exam during my first year. Yeah, I did. December attempt, I think. I did. And then I cleared the exam, December 2022 exam somehow because what happened was I was constantly going through the previous year question papers. I was analyzing previous year question papers a lot. And I had paid for paper when I had KVS Madan, but I was not following it. But there was one person called Talveer, and he was teaching paper one in YouTube, and I like watched his marathon class, one or two marathon classes, and I just went to give the exam, and yeah, I cleared my net in first attempt because I was already familiar with everything during from because it was like now at that time it was 3 years of continuous preparation of like going through the syllabus again and again, be it in form of entrance exam or be it in form of preparing for this net exam. So I cleared, but then because I cleared in my first during my first year, I wanted to appear for the exam again. Why? Because I wanted to have JRF. So I started my preparation again, and that is the real journey because um, there are certain things I like to tell you that the more you will prepare, the more you will like read, the more you will keep the the more you will try to hold it together, like English literature, the more you will be, everything will be in your head in easier form, in simpler form, in easier form because um, it's not about books, it's not about YouTube videos, it's not about playlists, it's not about things that like look shiny. Like there is a syndrome called SOS, na shiny object syndrome. That I'll tell you this book or that book. For example, I'm telling you this is very good, so you just go through this book and then I'll tell you other one, and you'll be like, ah, इससे हो जाएगा, उससे हो जाएगा. But at the end of the day, you will just leave it because it's not what your code is. It's not what is speaking to you. So, but still when you're reading, there are certain references that I like to give you. With Ninja Ranger, you can follow, I think, Grade Up, one more channel, Grade Up, and one more thing she joined later, Baiju. And there might be playlist currently where she's teaching. I don't know whether she's teaching it now or not, but there will be playlist available for you in YouTube. And the other thing that I'll tell you is there is a person called Tim McGee. He's an American, TIMMCG doubly. So he is also explaining very well, like he's shooting the when he's teaching the school kids, and the way he teaches whenever you are getting confused, like what is going on with Wordsworth or what is going on with Shakespeare, anyone like any writer, you can watch his videos, and he will be particularly going in depth for into the topic. And for other things, what I'm telling you, other references that you are referring to, because you there is a lot of there are a lot of sources available, there are a lot of people, educators available, and you can buy anyone's post, you can follow anyone, but you have to be consistent. But when you are reading, when you are revising, you're like, for references, you can have these books and these you can go like for deeper study, you can go and follow these people. And then there's a book called World Literature at Your Fist. I think you can get a PDF in Telegram or somewhere. You can contact me and maybe I'll find everything and send to you, because for a year, or I think I've been distant with this preparation thing for a year now. But yeah, I have everything in my laptop and I will find everything and send it to you. And one more tip I'd like to give you is that you can make a list of writers or topics while you are preparing for. Sorry, I had to stop that video because they were saying that don't you have to leave. So I'll just tell you that be consistent, keep revising, and keep getting try to get more and more familiar with the syllabus first. Try to one more thing I was talking about is you can directly go and analyze PYQs if you have less time, and you can make a list of. I will tell you about how to analyze previous year question paper properly as an English literature student. You can just text me or just comment below whatever मतलब whatever I've talked about right now. तो उसमें से जो भी आपको लग रहा है कि दिस इज स्पीकिंग टू मी या ये मुझको और इन्फॉर्मेशन चाहिए, तो आप प्लीज़ मुझे कमेंट या फिर मैसेज में बता देना, क्योंकि ये वीडियो थोड़ा मैंने हरी में बनाया था बिकॉज बहुत सारे मैसेजेस आ रहे थे और मेरे को बहुत बुरा लग रहा था कि मैं टाइम निकाल के बना नहीं पा रही हूँ वीडियो, या फिर मैं आपकी हेल्प नहीं कर पा रही हूँ। तो थोड़ा-सा आप मुझे और बता देना कि आपको किसमें ज़्यादा इन डेप्थ चीज़ें चाहिए। दिस इज़ अ वेरी सुपरफिशियल वीडियो बट आई कैन क्रिएट इन डेप्थ वीडियोज़ एज़ वेल। एंड आई होप आपने पूरा वीडियो देखा होगा, क्योंकि पूरा वीडियो बहुत हेल्पफुल था। थोड़ा-सा मैंने धीरे बोला है, ये मुझे लग रहा है, बट थोड़ा-सा ईयरफ़ोन वगैरह का सपोर्ट ले लेना। ओके, ऑल द बेस्ट फॉर योर प्रिपरेशन। थैंक यू सो मच फॉर वॉचिंग।